Oh, no, he isn't. I probably shouldn't. But, you know, I've been getting a lot of letters in the mail. I go check my post office box. And then my friends all say, "What'd you do a rush tune, dude? You should do a rush tune." So, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do YYZ, or in the States we call it YYZ, by Rush off their dynamite breakthrough album entitled Moving Pictures, which came out in 1981, which, I don't know, put them on the map, I guess. Everybody knew who they were after this one night when late night on MTV, they aired the video for Tom Sawyer. I somehow missed it. I don't know how I missed it. But the next morning, all my friends come up and like, "Dude, there's this band called Rush and this drummer is sick, dude. He has drums everywhere." And I was a drummer. I was the neighborhood kid drummer. So I was like, "What? Really?" So I stayed glued to my TV waiting for this thing. When I saw it myself, I was like, "This dude's sick. He has drums everywhere. They're called Rush." This song's called Tom Sawyer. Came out in 1981. You know, and they've been around for a while putting out records. And so if you knew of Rush before Moving Pictures, you're like a really cool dude. And they kept inching towards this moment. The record before it, Permanent Waves, is similar, good sound. This, they tightened their songs up a little bit. They weren't aiming for superstardom, I don't think. But they just, you know, tightened up their sound a bit. It's such a good record all the way through. Freaking Rush, dude. YYZ. So, I got to meet Neil Peart once. Or Neil Peart. Or is it Neil Peart? That story is in my drum walkthrough thing. There's another part of that story. I was working at a jazz club in LA called La Ville, which not a lot of good groups came through there. Not my style. Some were cool, some like Frank Briggs, his group would come in there. No one's in the audience. Meanwhile, this guy is just like absolutely setting fire to his drums. Such a super amazing drummer. I'd see him there. I'd see Joey Heredia with his trio. They play once a month and pack the house. And just world-class quality drummer and cool dude in Joey Heredia. He's the Fonz. And I go back to Frank Briggs, and Frank Briggs is, I call him the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the drums. And also I'd see a band called Vuoto there with Danny Carey on the drums. I'm literally like 10 feet away watching Danny Carey. So there were some high points happening there. So one night, it was Freddie Gruber's birthday, I think 90th birthday. Freddie Gruber, if you know anything about Neil Peart or Neil Peart or Neil Peart, 40 years into his career, he starts taking lessons with this guy, Freddie Gruber. Freddie Gruber is an old-timey jazz guy, and they wouldn't really do lessons. Freddie would be like his Yoda kind of guy. Really, you know, it worked for Neil. I didn't see any difference in his playing. That's when Neil switched to traditional grip and started wearing dancing shoes and changed his configuration of the drums. It really woke him up because, you know, you're playing drums for 40 years. You kind of feel maybe you're getting stale and just need a little bit of kick in the pants. So Freddie Gruber had a big birthday party at La Ville. Neil Peart was there. It was like, what? Neil Peart is here? Or Neil Peart? Or Neil Peart? And I go to Joey Heredia. I'm going, "Joey, that's Neil Peart." He's like, "Yeah, I know, dude. You want to meet him?" I'm like, I don't know. So that's when that story came in about the drum set, this drum set, where it's the same Thomas Superstar set that Neil used on this record. So that's another story. So anyway, Freddie Gruber's there. It's his birthday. Freddie Gruber had some great words of advice. Did a little speech, really quick speech. He goes, and it was just a little sentence on life. And his advice he gave was, eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, and get it while you can. Because the rest is promises, lies, and he held up both middle fingers. And I'm like, cool. I can realize that now instead of the 90 years it took you to realize it. So that was good. Thank you, Freddie. Rest in peace, bro. So I've been practicing YYZ, and you know, it ain't easy, man. So there comes a certain point where you have to go for it. See, I've been practicing. Neil Peart is one of the three drumming Jesuses, along with Buddy Rich and John Bonham. I did a couple John Bonham tunes. I won't do anything by Buddy Rich because that's a suicide mission. And I'm going to try for some Neil Peart here. Everything he did was great. Every time he touched the drums was amazing. It was so amazing. Throughout his entire career, even with the changes in sounds and configurations, his approach, he never takes the easy way out. He plays the drums hard. You think by doing all this stuff, he's like to just be dancing around the drums. He's up here pounding the drums. Just incredible. And you know, I don't gotta tell you about Neil Peart or Neil Peart or Neil Peart. But yeah, lightning bolt drummer. And this, along with, I mentioned it being one of my top 3 recorded drum sounds. It'd be this record, Movie Pictures, it'd be Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue, and like pretty much anything by John Bonham. What they all have in common is the drum sounds all sound like real drums, like a real person playing drums. You can hear all the nuance, all the thunder, all the shimmer. It's just, I don't know, you know, it doesn't happen often, so it's like a magic. It really is. So I'm going to play YYZ. I'm going to wear these things. It gives me a little bit more separation. I could hear myself in the song better. Isn't that weird? By putting these things on, I could hear better. Like, I'm not deaf or anything. What? Today's October 8th, Saturday night. It's probably like 11. Really nice night, full moon, autumn. It's perfect. Last night, October 7th, I drove up to Chicopee, Mass to go see one of my favorite bands, Spread Eagle. I told you about them. They're out there playing clubs, and they're a great freaking rock band. All right, without further hors d'oeuvres, I'm gonna put these on. I'm drinking a Sam Adams Oktoberfest. It's hearty, smooth, and nutty. Does that remind you of anyone? So I'm going to venture over there and hit the... No, I don't have to venture over there. It's already recording. God, I hope it's recording. I hope I didn't just take a picture and I just did all this stuff. So, fingers crossed it's recording. Sip of this for good luck. If I make a mistake on something like this, I don't care. I just want to get through it unscathed. Without scathe. Okay. Ah. careful with it. Jeez. And I used these Neil Peart or Pert ProMark signature sticks. They're oak 747s. These don't break easily. Oh. All right, I did it. Let's say I mostly did it. He mostly did it. I'm just gonna reach around. I'm just gonna reach around here and turn it off.